Hello, welcome to Try Animes, another weekly roundup of Ami figures. This is a pretty short week, unfortunately, only about 4 days of from the 19th to the 22nd, as seen on the calendar here. There's quite a lot of apparel that was released on the 23rd. There's not a ton of scale figures, a few Nendroids here and there, and a couple of other sort of cheery figures. Nendroids are generally obviously get cranked out quite often, but nothing really that sort of interests me in terms of Nendroid form. There's a couple of image updates on some scale figures. I've already covered these in previous videos. Overlord Lupus Cena Beta is released now by Ulta for 23,000 yen. And definitely probably would be one picking up because it's by Ulta, so it'll be very good quality. I think that's it. Yeah, it goes to 16, which is covered in last week's video. So really, there's about it in terms of here. I will say though that Ami have got an announcement. They're doing logistics. So they are changing their warehouse, the shipping warehouse. So there's going to be a suspension of sales from the 20th September, which is 4 days ago as a recording. So any orders that you previously done then would still get facilitated. Anything that's going to be released after the 20th September until the 3rd of October is when they expect to resume normal activity. So about nearly 2 weeks, about 10-11 days. So we'll have to, that's just an announcement at the moment. If you're looking to actually purchase anything on Ami in the next week or two, then your order will take obviously a bit longer for them to get round to shipping as they're moving everything over to a new warehouse. It did mean though that their pre-owned and sales section had quite a lot of figures on sale. Unfortunately I didn't get around to doing any videos on that because this was just out of the blue, this logistics centre relocation. Didn't really notice that, but hopefully they still carry on with sales, as it looks like obviously the yen being a bit weak at the moment, so they're trying to shift figures with big sale reductions. Let's get into the figures anyways that I've got up for looking today. Asaki 1/7 complete figure by Ray's Dream. So 1/7 for 6,790 yen. That seems a bit too good to be true. But if she looks like she is in these promo pictures at least, obviously this is probably the prototype, so it'll have the best effort put into it. And that's the only thing you'll have to be a bit worried about with these figures when you do see the price. But I think Ray's Dream, and there's a couple of other. I did mention a couple of weeks ago, I think there was 2 figures that were like really cheap for the scale, and then there was a quarter scale as well that was by another Chinese company. But then these look really good. I like the whole pig aesthetic. Some people find pigs cute and they might want a figure of those. So this looks quite good overall, and I think even if you're not going to lose too much, even if by biting the bullet and purchasing this figure. Doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and even if she's as long as she's close to the quality of what's in these pictures, she'll be pretty good. Prisma Wing Yuru Camp, Nadeshiki Kagamihira and Rin Shima 1/7 by Prime One Studio. So this one's obviously going to be very well detailed. It's Prime One Studio, so they're very good at actually accomplishing the painting. And I do like the fact they go for this glossy aesthetic. It's a bit more unique than what you do typically see on scale figures. But I think it's obviously because of there being a scooter involved and an actual mobile vehicle. They're doing it to show off the paintwork on the vehicle, like the metallic sheen, a bit more makes it a bit more realistic at least compared to Saturn's. But 44,400 yen. I think Yuru Camp, is obviously got a big enough fan base that I think enough people probably will buy it, and it's I've not watched it, but it's a very homely anime series from what I'm aware of. It's like slice of life, so if you're really big into it and you want like a centerpiece to your Yuru Camp shelf, this is one worth picking up. Dai Kashoku G-Day Choco Elf 1/6. So this is obviously a dark elf, which obviously a lot of people will be very attracted by getting. I'm definitely one of those. It's one I'll be keeping an eye on. Just cast off, and yeah, so it's just cast off in the chest area, luckily, and you can remove the skirt and some of the clothes. But yeah, by Ami Amkuni, 24,200 yen. Definitely one worth to keep an eye on and probably add to your bookmarks. She's coming out in June 2024. The paint job looks fine, like perfectly fine for me. It's a dark elf. I think certain people will want, certain people will definitely want a dark elf or choco elf, as they're calling it, in their collection. Fate Grand Order Lancer, Tamomo no Mei 1/7 by Kudobakia. So this one obviously comes with a detachable shirt, wet shirt you can take off, so you can see our swimsuit. This one is very interesting because the only problem is like the effect of the wet t-shirt is really good, but it's going to be the seam line that they're going to have that holds the two halves together. That's going to be the problem, that depending on where that seam line is and how you position her on your shelf could ruin the aesthetic for you. But 15,240 yen is pretty good considering the accessories you get. Obviously the pull ring, the umbrella, the hat, and the scarf are extra accessories that you probably wouldn't get for that price anyways. So it's definitely a figure worth possibly getting up if you're big into Fate Grand Order. Fate Grand Order Saber Ulterior Pendragon by called Alter by Kodabukiya. I think this is a re-release. 12,190 yen. I'm pretty sure she's been released already, so if you missed out her on her previously, you can get her. And she's got her sword, so yep, very good looking, and the price is like fine. It's not the best, not the most amount of shading, but when it's just a simple figure of Ultra Pendragon, since there are way more elaborate ones out there, which cost way more than this, definitely worth possibly if you want to get started into your Ultra Pendragon figure collection. Okay. Come on, Ami. Fate Grand Order Avenger, Joan d'Arc Alter by Kodabukiya. Hello. There we go. This one's obviously got much more better paint job overall than the Pendragon figure. But yeah, she looks very good over. I like this figure a lot. 15,240 yen. It's a bit more expensive, but I think because you're paying for the extra quality of the paint job, so definitely worth picking up if you want a Joan d'Arc. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, Roxy Migurdia 1/3 scale, a fat company for 24,700 yen. So I think a lot of people, even though this is a very simple figure, if you really like Roxy and you want a huge figure of her, if you don't expect there to be a freeing figure, which will end up costing you twice this nearly, then you can get this and have this in your collection if you just want a very large figure of Roxy, which I think a lot of people probably would do want a large figure of her in their collection. So I think she will sell relatively quite well actually, and I'm not sure if she will get much cheaper. Probably one to keep an eye on. If you do want to pick up. It's a very simple figure. Obviously there's not like a lot going on with it, but you're paying for, because it's so simple, they can make the scale 1/3, which some people just like larger figures, like I do. I have a soft spot for quarter scales, so I do like larger scale figures. Got two pop-up parade Dark Stalkers, got a Lilith, and we have a Morrigan. So if you didn't want to get scale figures, you can get pop-up parades. So there's good simple details, not the best paint job, but two very obviously attractive figures from the Darkstalker series, which a lot of people would probably have as some of their favorite video game characters, female video game characters out there. B-Style, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Kanan Bunny, 33,000 yen. This one, I think the colour of the tights is a bit bad. Unfortunately, I just don't like the colour of the Titan. I think a lot of people have voiced that as well. And the other thing is her size compared to the other quarter scales. She is a lot cheaper than the other Dragon Maids that have been released. She's 33,000 yen. I think the other ones are nearer 44,000 yen, something like that. Actually, let's have a look if we can quickly, as quick as Amiami's website will allow me to, at least. Figures, 38,000 yen. So, and then the made Toru's 26,100 yen on sale. That's closed though, so you might have to wait till try and get on pre-owned. And then yeah, you've got Quetzalcoatl for 38,500 yen, which is what Toru originally sold for. So she is a bit cheaper, but she's like half the size, really, and you do think about it in the images. So that's the only problem. She's like half the size, and obviously doesn't have the thickness. So a bit of a issue, unfortunately, there. I think she's going to tank in price really afterwards. Some Artifacts Attack on Titans figures. These are re-releases, if I remember correctly. I think these have been released already. So you've got Eren Jaeger renewal, you've got Levi renewal, and you've got Mikasa renewal. And these you can put all together, all their bases together, pretty much like this, and to give you a much more dynamic, filling up the shelf of all the Attack on Titans. And these look like really good overall. The paint job on them is amazing for the price as well, 13,900 yen. They're all very good values for money, so they're definitely worth picking up. If you've got about 42, probably winning good shipping near 50,000 yen for all three of these, and they are all coming out in separate months as well. So Jaeger's coming out in May, Levi is in April, and Mikasa's in March. So Mikasa's the closest, so it might be, at least that spreads out for people if they're doing staggered orders. We've got Mob Psycho 100, Arataka Regan, Union Creative, and Shigeru Kageyama for 11,730 yen each. These are pretty simple figures, obviously. They're not like amazing paint job wise, but they look fine, especially considering you don't get tons of Mob Psychos. At least with Shigeru, you've got obviously the you've got alternative faceplate, so it looks like, yeah, so when he's in his near 100% mode, so optional expression part, yeah, and base. So probably getting Shigeru might be worth it, rather than just because you don't really get anything extra with this one. No alternative faceplates, nope, so it's just a figure. So I would get Shigeru, to be honest, because you're just getting obviously extra for the money. Pop-up Parade Trigun Stampede Nicholas D Wolfwood complete. There was a Trigun Stampede a while ago that I reviewed, or did have in a video. So if you are big into Trigun Stampede, or you watched it on Netflix, and you enjoyed it, then there's a Pop-up Parade figure for you. I really should watch Trigun. It's one of those sort of anime staples that people say you should watch. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Static Arts Cloud Strife, 18,600 yen. Only problem with these ones is that the Tifa and the Aerith sort of tanked in value because it's by Square Enix. So I reckon the same thing's going to happen with Cloud, unfortunately. So I wouldn't pre-order him. This is just from what past sales Square Enix figures have done. They've sort of nearly halved in price, like a third to 40, probably about 33 to 40% off, or just over 40% off. So I would wait until he's released in July, and then get hold of him. You'll save probably quite a bit more money. Katie Carl Oshinoko Ruby on 7th scale by Kadakawa. There's two. So one's 19,160 yen, and then one comes an extra face is 21,708 yen. I'd pay for the extra face, to be honest. Generally with figures that have extra parts, it's worth paying a little bit more, to have the extra face, because it does mean they're generally more limited quality, because they're sort of like limited ones, and that they will generally retain their value a bit more better as well later down the line if you do ever want to sell her from your, or move her along from your collection to someone else's collection. Movie Shin Evangelion Rei Ayanami long hair version 1/7 by Alta, 20,780 yen. This is obviously by Alta, so the paint job's going to be amazing, so I've got nothing wrong. I think the hair shading looks impeccable, and I'm pretty sure I can almost guarantee Alta are going to pull it off. There have been other Rei Ayanami long hair figures that came out, I think, in a few videos ago that I've covered, and the hair on them is just really flat. It's just like a flat whitish blue or light blue, so it's not very good. Whereas this one, obviously, you've got the shadings way better on this, so and it's probably definitely worth the price. And it's Alta standard, so you can't. Alta's just a well-renowned figure manufacturer. Anime Berserk: The Golden Age Arc Memorial Edition, Figma Void and Fix Ubik for 33,000 yen. So you're getting two figures basically for this. Yes, they are Figmas and they are by freeing, and you are paying a bit for the Berserk tax, but we don't get a lot of Berserk figures, so it's worth possibly getting hold of these. And there's the Griffith as well. That was by freeing 2 weeks ago, I think, on one of my past videos. So definitely, if you're big into Berserk, which I am, but I'm not going to get the figures really. I'm going to buy the manga, because I'd rather buy the manga and have that on my shelf and then read that than have figures. And at least then I'm supporting the art. This is obviously still going to support the IP, because you're buying the licensed figures, but I don't know how obviously these can be afterwards, because they are Figmas, and I don't really want to have to deal with Figmas of posable pieces. And of course there's got to be a Miku somewhere. Character Vocal Series 01 Hatsune Miku Blue Archive version. So by Max Factory, 26,000 yen. It's just another unique Miku. Outfit looks great. I like the accessory of this sort of air cannon or potato gun thing that she's got. The hair looks fine. There's nothing like amazing. Base looks pretty simple, and obviously that'll just be a stick-on decal most likely, or just laser printed. She looks fine. It's just another Miku, really. Unfortunately, it's not as if I'm fed up with Miku. I just don't have any interest in getting Miku, because there's so many Miku figures out there that it's down to personal taste and preference. You know, if this is one of the Mikus that you like, I'm just not going to go down that rabbit hole and get into Miku collecting, unfortunately. So I just can't see myself, and I've not played any of the games or anything like that, so I haven't got any personal attachment to Miku, unfortunately, but I will cover her in these videos. That rounds up for this week of figure releases, at least the ones I've covered. So catch you in the next one, and thank you. Please subscribe, comment, and let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover, or if there's anything else I can do to improve and offer content to you guys in the future. Thank you, and I shall see you around in the next video. Bye.